Hey everybody, Dr. Brenda here with the Wellness Way in Memorial. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, something's funny in my eye. All right. Thanks for joining us again today. Today we're going to be talking about testing. We're going to be talking specifically about allergy testing. So just make sure everybody can see me okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we are going to be talking about allergies today. What are food allergies? What are the symptoms of food allergies? And we're going to talk about getting tested. All right, so first of all, I just want to start with the definition of a food allergy, and this is from Mayo Clinic. And their website says allergies occur when your immune system reacts to a foreign substance, such as pollen, bee venom, pet dander, or a food that doesn't cause a reaction in most people. So it's when your immune system reacts to something that it perceives as foreign. Your immune system produces substances known as antibodies. With food allergies, your immune system makes antibodies that identify a particular allergen as harmful, even though it really isn't. So what it's saying is that what happens with allergies is when it breaks through a barrier. So like with food, it's supposed to flow through your GI tract the whole way from start to finish. And what happens is sometimes it breaks through that barrier, that gut lining, and gets into an area where it's not supposed to be, that it becomes foreign. And your body starts attacking it because it's not supposed to be there. It doesn't belong in that part of the body. So we see that happening with like leaky gut. And then what happens when that food breaks that barrier and gets into a part of the body it's not supposed to be in, then we have an allergic reaction, the body creates antibodies, we have inflammation and irritation, okay? So the next thing we'll talk about is symptoms. What are some symptoms of allergies? Again, I went to the Mayo Clinic, and this is what I found. For some people, an allergic reaction to a particular food may be uncomfortable, but not severe. For other people, an allergic reaction can be frightening and even life-threatening. Food allergy symptoms usually develop within a few minutes to 2 hours after eating the offending food. Okay, so here are the most common food allergy signs and symptoms off the Mayo website. Tingling or itching in the mouth, hives, rashes, itching, eczema, swelling of the lips, face, tongue, and throat, or other parts of the body. So this was my first exposure to food allergies. When I was a kid, I think my brother was in junior high maybe, and mom was waking all the kids up to go to school, and he had the covers covered over his head, and he had a note on the covers that says, "I'm not going to school today, I look like a monster." And mom said, let me see, and he said, no, I look like a monster, and he wouldn't take the covers down. He waited till all the other kids were out of the house at school before he finally took the cover down and showed my mom. His eyes and his lips were swollen so big, mom said he did look like a monster. And it was very scary because she'd never had any exposure to food allergies, and neither had my brother, so we're both very scared, figured out what the problem was and got him taken care of. So, swellings of the lip, face, tongue, throats, or other body parts, wheezing, nasal congestion, troubles breathing, abdominal pain, diarrhea, indigestion, excessive amounts of gas, nausea to the point of even vomiting, dizziness, lightheadedness, or fainting. So these are just kind of some of the general symptoms of allergies. Now, there's also a type of allergy called anaphylaxis. This is way more serious. It can trigger a severe allergic reaction that can actually be life-threatening. Here are the symptoms for anaphylaxis: constriction and tightening of the airways, swollen throat or the sensation of a lump in your throat that makes it difficult to breathe, shock with a severe drop in blood pressure, rapid pulse, dizziness, lightheadedness, or even a loss of consciousness. This is an emergency situation. It's critical for anaphylaxis. Untreated anaphylaxis can actually result in a coma or even death. So these are the people that have to carry the EpiPens with them. So the two most common allergies are peanut allergy. This is why so common in the schools that kids can't have peanut in the school, peanut butter, peanut oil. and shrimp are the two most common foods that people have anaphylaxis reaction to. So it can be very general with just some general discomfort, or it can actually be life-threatening. So those are a couple of ways that we know about food allergies and symptoms. However, some people don't really have any symptoms at all. Food allergies don't react the same way that airborne allergies do. Airborne allergies, our eyes get itchy, watery, runny nose, sneezy. So we're pretty sure something's going on in the air and our body's reacting to it. But you can have food allergies and not even know it. So let me see. We test food allergies on just about everybody here in our office. And it's amazing how many people are shocked to see the foods that are on their list, because they think, well, Dr. Brenda, I eat really healthy and, I eat the right foods. So foods like what? Green beans, strawberries, pineapples, all were on my food allergy list, right? Who would have known? I didn't have any sneezing fits. I didn't, have any of those other symptoms that they talked about earlier. I had no idea that those were on my food allergy list. And we see that over and over and over again with patients that you would never guess some of the healthy foods that we're allergic to. And they're healthy as long as there's not an antibody to it in our body, as long as it didn't cross a barrier and the body's reacting to it, causing inflammation and irritation. So the thing I love about the Wellness Way, we test for 115 different foods for IgG, and 8 of the most common IgE. IgE, those are the anaphylactic ones, and we test for the 8 most common foods that people react to with anaphylaxis. Our lab that we use is Immunolabs. I love our lab. Their testing is very thorough. There are 4 different subtypes when we test the IgG, and not all labs do that. I don't know any other lab besides Immunolab that does that. If you don't test all 4 subtypes, you're not going to get the most correct, most accurate reading on your results. So I love the way that Immunolabs runs their tests. Now, some people think, oh, it's just diet and supplements. Well, that is part of it, because you've heard the saying, you are what you eat, right? Hi, Stacy. Thanks for joining again. But there's more to that. And here's the thing I want to remind you of. One of the Wellness Way principles is the Swiss watch principle. So if you think about a watch, it has all these different gears, and they all interact. For this one to turn, it turns the other one. If one stops, they all stop. So there's this intimate interaction between all the different systems of the body. So if you have food allergies, whether you have 5 or 25 or 35, if you have food allergies, it's affecting a gear. And that gear can affect many other gears in the body. It can affect your immune system. It can affect your digestion. It can affect your hormones. It can affect your thyroid. So just simply getting your food allergies test can really be life-changing. And we've seen that happen already with our patients here. All right. So the other thing, we don't guess, we test. And I really love our testing. I love the labs that we use and the tests that we run. They're very thorough and very complete. So we get great information to help you get answers to questions that you've been asking, searching, looking, and nobody's been able to help you out. So that's what we're here for. It was interesting because on Facebook the other day, one of our Wellness Way doctors, Dr. Cody in Clarkson, Michigan, had posted some things, and he said, let me see what he said. He had some good stuff, and I thought, oh, that's just really timely with what I'm talking about today. He said, in order to have something you've never had, you have to do things you've never done before. So some people look at their food allergy list and they go, oh, no big deal, I can handle this. And some people look at their allergy list and go, oh my God, I have 7 foods, I have 34 foods or whatever. But if you want something you've never had, you have to do something different. And he said, honestly, if you aren't willing to change it, just keep doing what you're doing, that's fine, but you can't expect a different result. He also said if you're sick and you want to change that, we have to change your thoughts in order to change your actions. So what does that mean, change your thoughts? Like, you can think it's like, oh my God, that's going to be so difficult. Or you can say, okay, it's going to take some time to change some things around, but I can do this. So if we can change your thoughts, we could actually change your actions. Hi, Shelly, thanks for joining us. But we need to figure out what's causing people to be sick. And it's interesting because when we talk about the Swiss watch and the different ways that things can interact, some of the things that we see, of course, problems with the gut and the GI, right? Because that's where most of the food allergy reaction is going to occur. But it can cause problems like constipation. I mean, are you having bowel movements every day or more than once a day? Are you on the opposite end of the spectrum? Are you having lots of diarrhea? That's not normal. So some people have actually been diagnosed with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or even gastritis or things like that. These are not normal. Some people have hiatal hernias. And despite searching for answers, trying different medications, and it's still getting worse. You haven't got to the bottom of it yet. Maybe it's a hormone issue. If you're a young lady in your late teens or early mid-20s, we're seeing a lot of this now that these young women are having horrible cramping and painful periods. A lot of them have been diagnosed with endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. Why is your ovary growing cysts? That's not normal, and there's something that's triggering that. And again, the way the Swiss watch principle works, it's all tied in together. So we have to find out what's causing that. Then we have women that are into their late 20s, 30s, and they want to start a family, but they have irregular cycles, and they've been unsuccessful in starting a family. So if you don't have regular cycles, it's hard to conceive. Some of our young ladies even have tried IVF unsuccessfully. And then here, it breaks my heart because I see these young ladies just desperate for a child, and they're going to all their friends' baby showers and, you know, looking at all the baby stuff, and the other friends that are there that have their young babies, and, you know, all the talk about babies, and it breaks their heart because they're sitting there and they can't conceive. That's terrible. And they're wondering, will I ever get to be the guest of honor at a party like this? And there are reasons that your body's not working properly. You have to get to the bottom of that. Again, we do testing here. Maybe on the other end of that spectrum, you're going through menopause or about to go through menopause, or you're in the throes of menopause, and you've heard all the stories about, you know, being hormonal and going through the change. You know, it's just another biological process going through menopause. It shouldn't be crazy, bizarre symptoms. If it is, it's because the hormones were messed up to start with. So that's something that we can help you with too. Maybe it's a cardiovascular problem. Maybe you have high blood pressure. Maybe you have problems with your cholesterol. Does taking a medication change that? Does it make your body healthier? No, absolutely it does not. So heaven forbid, maybe you've already suffered from a heart attack or a stroke. Again, all these little cogs in the wheel, they all affect each other. To get to the bottom of it, we need to test and find out what's triggering that. So all of these things I just mentioned, while they're very, very common today, I mean, heart disease is still the #1 killer. Like 50% of the population is statistically going to die from heart disease. That's crazy. That shouldn't be happening. So while it's very common, it's not normal. It's not normal. It's not the way we were created to work. We were created to function and function well throughout our entire life. But unfortunately, we're seeing this in epidemic proportions. So what can the Wellness Way approach do for you? To start off with, like I said, we don't guess, we test. Okay, and we test very thoroughly and very completely. We look for triggers that are causing your body not to function normally. We're trying to get you back to normal, getting your body working normal, not trying to manipulate it, stimulate it, or inhibit it artificially. We want to bring your body back to normal, heal it, get it functioning like it's supposed to. Now here comes the hard part. I can tell you, I can guide you, I can show you the path, but you're the one who has to walk it. You're going to have to change your mind and say, okay, I'm tired of living this way. I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of not enjoying my life. I'm ready to make some changes, Dr. Brenda. And we'll help you. We'll help you all the way through. But I can't do it for you. You have to walk through those steps. So that's what I wanted to say today. I put a link for Dr. Patrick just did Secrets Revealed on allergies. So you can click on that link if you want to get more in-depth learning about allergies and how they're caused and things like that. I also want to let you know we have our next dinner talk 2 weeks from today on December 12th. If you'd like to join us, there's a link you can register. And was there something else I put on there? Oh, and I'm here locally in Houston, Texas. If you're here, if you're close by, I'm happy to take care of you, answer any questions. You can comment or write a question in the comment section. But there are Wellness Way clinics all around the nation. You can go to twwclinics.com to find the one nearest you. We do take care of patients remotely, so that is an option too. If I'm not close or you don't have one close to you, I'd be glad to help you out. So that's allergies. They can wreak havoc in your body. You don't need to suffer with that. We're here to help you out. Was there anything else I wanted to say, Lee? I think that was it. All right, so thank you for joining me. Oh, please share and please like. Thanks so much. Have a great Tuesday.